Hello farmers and welcome back to New Hope on Farming Simulator 25. It's a Friday, beginning of the week and for most people, and as Bob is saying there in chat, happy 4th of July to all of the people who are celebrating that holiday today. So an extra long weekend for us here in the States, for some people at least. So hopefully everyone's having a good start to the weekend and a good Friday so far. We are in the month of October, and we're at midday. I think we finished up all the harvesting last stream. Skipped over to the month of October. No, we harvested the corn in October. That's right, we harvested the corn. And of course, we do have these silage bales here, which we'll be able to sell in the month of November. Bring us in some cash, because you can see my cash flow is, we're staying afloat. Our head's above water. Not by a whole lot, but it is. I've just been kind of going around here as I logged in, taking care of the greenhouses, make sure they got water. They're all set to go. The horses are all set to go. And yeah, we're all set to go on to November, where we can sell the silage bales. And then eventually to December, where we can sell all the grain that we have, which is basically millet, possibly some dry corn if it's all done. And that's about it for grain that we got to sell. So, along with the lettuce as we go along as well. So we'll see how we're going. So let's go over to our little hut, and we'll get over to the month of November as we got our 16 horses now roaming around here. 8 of the horses we've had now for like a year, just a little over a year, and the other 8 horses we just got about a few months ago in game. So yep, they're kind of a little bit off cycle. The first year, just want to make sure with only 8 horses, I had enough food for them. We got plenty of food. The horses don't go through food hardly at all, so we're all set there. There is our lovely corn dryer, drying corn, and that's what the dry corn, I guess, looks like. I just noticed, so they're using, as for dry corn, it does look like corn that is dry, but they left it on the cob, which is rather interesting. So there is that. Anyways, let's go ahead and go to bed, and we'll wake up in November. We'll be in the negative money because, yeah, our loan payment. Our loan payment is pretty, well, I don't want to say it's pretty high, but for what we're doing here on the farm, it does hurt a little bit. But without that loan, we wouldn't have what we have currently. Trying to think if I want to sell the silage this month or just skip right on to December, where our grain will be done. Oh yeah, November, 8 o'clock in the morning. It is rather dark here in New Hope. Let's speed up some time here. And we'll just check on a couple things while Tom is advancing. Horses, we'll probably feed them as well here pretty soon. But they're looking good. Stock market page, anything in the dark green. Nothing in the dark green. So we're all set there as well. Any kind of contracts that would be... There's actually a stone picking contract of all things. Don't think I really want to do a stone picking job. I mean, 3,600. And by the time, if I lease the equipment, minus 1,000. So it would pay 2,500, but then I got to go, yeah, bring it somewhere. So I'm not too happy about doing that. So, yeah, let's skip on that. Anything else I need to do this month? Probably not. I don't know why I'm looking at the sale page. It's not like I can afford anything, which I cannot. Oh, is my silage? No, it's still listed as grass. But let's go ahead and just advance time, and that silage should be popping up soon. And we can see how much I will get for the silage when I sell it. And that is before our 15% bonus from our environmental score. I want to say somewhere 1 o'clock in the afternoon that should be done. Well, 97% fermented. You'll be there shortly. 98. And as we wait for it to hit to be silage, we can see how much money we'll get from selling silage. At this point, might as well wait until December and just do everything in December. There we go. Now it's silage. Let's slow down time. And where's my silage? Yeah, so we're going to get about $20,000 worth of silage, which is not bad considering what it costs to make this. So I had to upgrade my mowers, which was $15,000, and I leased the wrapper. So basically, the first sale of silage will pretty much cover that. So I'm pretty much breaking even for making that silage. But the next time I make it, I won't have to upgrade the mowers. I just have to lease the wrapper, and that's about it. Yeah, so I think we'll just sell everything in December. I think that'll be better for us. How are we doing on the lettuce side of thing? Well, we got $30,000 worth of lettuce, so that's looking pretty good. Right now, I'm negative $20,000 in the bank account, though. So, yeah. There's that. We'll feed Sam just because. Sam was here, so I don't know where he is now, but he was here when I logged in. I'm pretty sure he'll come running from somewhere. Yeah, we should be getting right into spring today and replanting our crops. Let's go ahead and go to bed. I think we'll wake up. Might as well go to 10 o'clock. There's no reason to get up that early in December. Let's go ahead and sleep. Should have a little bit more lettuce, but then again, I'll also be probably close to negative 40,000 in the bank account. But we'll take care of that right away. Negative 42,000. Oh yeah, and it is snowing, so hopefully the snow will not accumulate. We don't want that to happen. Let's run over here and let's see, what's the silage price today? Still pretty good. At the farmer's market they want it, so we'll go ahead and do the silage first. So I'm going to need my bale loader, which is behind the baler. So we'll get the baler out. I guess I'll back the baler up in front of the combine. Nope, back up a little bit further than that. And then we'll have a look at the millet and the dry corn. That's what we want to be selling here pretty soon. Either this month or next month. Will be good prices. Hello, Jeremy. Mark, welcome. Hope you guys are both having a good Friday. Oh yeah, probably also got some parsnips to sell, but as we saw last time, yeah, we're not making a whole lot of money on parsnips. But every little bit counts. Actually, you know what? I probably should switch that over to, not parsnips, but what can I make more money on? I mean, sunflowers, I guess I could. Sunflowers, I've seen people grow sunflowers like in a greenhouse. Canola, I'm not sure people would grow canola in a greenhouse. But let me go ahead and we'll activate that, and we'll activate that. Parsnips were just about full. I'm going to turn parsnips off. Deactivate and deactivate. So we're going to have a few trips down to the store. But as we saw, we should get about 20 grand in total. And again, that's before our environmental score bonus. So we should get like an extra 3,000 from selling that. Seems about right. Snow's coming down at a pretty good pace here, so I want to kind of sell most of this stuff before it accumulates, because driving in the snow in Farming Simulator kind of sucks. It really bogs you down more than what you think it should. The lettuce, we won't sell the lettuce, of course, until February, so let's let that pile up. If I needed the money for like a worker or something, then I would have to sell it. But since we're not really doing nothing throughout the winter other than just making sure everything keeps on running the way it should, we're all set. Yeah, and the horse helper, even though I got negative money, the horse helper is still working. Just to be sure about that. Cleanliness, fitness, daily riding, all at 100%. The horses, their value is going up and up and up, which is good. Alright, first load. Oh, wait, we're not full yet. How about grab another bale? Looks like I might be able to do it one more load. Maybe. Are we going to play soccer with this silage bale? Wait, there might be... Might be more than 14 bales there. It's going to be awfully close. I didn't count, but might be close. So again, on the horses, I think whenever the horses reach max price, we'll sell them. Not too interested in getting offspring from them. Unless there's a way, because the stable is full, so it's going to be kind of hard to... I don't think they can overflow the stable, meaning getting offspring and then sell, and we can keep the offspring. If we can do that, we'll do so. Where that fog down at the river is thick. There we go. Now I can see. So I was kind of thinking about what do I want to do today other than the stuff that, you know what we'll be doing. Obviously get into springtime and planting. I would like to buy another plot of land, but of course the money is going to be the issue. Looking around to see what the cheapest plot of land is. And the reason why I want to buy some land, not for creating a field on it and putting in a crop, but to buy some land to plant some oak trees. And of course it's going to take a couple years for those oak trees to grow. And by then we should be able to have a sawmill going. I tried, I went back on the mod hub looking at some sawmills, and yeah, there's not really any sawmills on the list that I look at and think, yeah, let's give that one a try. So, yeah, I'm not too sure what sawmill I want to use. Again, the sawmill, I may use it for getting us some money in the early stages, but for overall, it's going to be for building some farmhouses, because I want to build a community, and we're going to kind of build some farmhouses. Yes, I know I'll lose money by doing so, but that's part of it. Hello, Branding. Welcome. Hope you're having a good Friday. I did see your post on Discord about the precision farming, and that's getting a little bit deeper into it than I usually look into it, because I pretty much just go over the field. Whatever the field needs for lime or fertilizer, when I spread lime or put fertilizer on, it's going to take what it takes. I mean, it's interesting that you can look at it that way, but it's one of those things of like, okay, well, it's going to take what it takes. But I guess you could also probably maybe see the yield better too. Not too sure. All right, so now we're just negative 30,000. I didn't see what I got for a bonus when I sold that silage, but we got what we got. Maybe you guys noticed, but I'll see you on the next one. Ever since Farmer G said it, now when I see fog at a distance, it does look like water when looking down on it. Man, where is this bridge? There it is. I may have to put lights there. It's like, I don't know if lights will be on though, because the lights are going to be automatic and they're going to only come on during nighttime. I don't think they're going to be on during the day when the fog is there. Is that horse in the frozen water? The water looks frozen, but it's 41 degrees out. I just noticed it's 41 degrees out and snowing, so it shouldn't accumulate at all. Are we through all the corn? Not at all. Well, it barely has gone through the corn. Well, it'll be there for next year. We'll sell the dry corn that we have. One thing I keep forgetting about, because I keep thinking, oh, we should be making more lettuce, we should be making more of that because of what we did on Dark Forest. But I gotta keep reminding myself that on that series I was running the production mod that I could boost it up to 300%, and I'm not doing that here. Hello, Skender. Welcome. Hope you're having a good Friday and your harvest season is still going well. No, the bridge that I cross is fine. The fog is not helping, so it doesn't matter how... I mean, if I had a really wide bridge, then... yeah, I could probably just YOLO on down there and just assume that, well, the bridge is so wide, I should be going over it. Yep, we're going to get all these silage bales on here. All right, let's go sell these. Thank you, Skender, for the happy 4th of July. It's only midday here, so the fun for most people probably won't be until later on this evening, with all the fireworks and whatnot. Oh yeah, so getting back to what I was saying earlier about buying some land. I think the cheapest land I found was $40K. So, I mean, there's a chance I could get up that much money. But then, of course, I would have to lease a tree planter and buy the saplings to plant the oak trees. And then, like I said, in about 2 years' time, there is a sawmill here on the map. I don't know how much it sells for. Or I could place down one of mine. The thing is, with the oak trees, getting them into the trigger could be a problem if there's a roof over it. So I just can't, like, cut it down, drag it in. That is kind of the issue. So again, with the silage that we're selling, we made probably a very slight profit on the silage. But next time, it'll be a huge profit. Or a huge-ish profit. I think the mower upgrade was $15,000 and leasing the bale wrapper was just under $3,000. So we'll just say $18,000 to make the silage, and I think I sold about $22,000 worth of silage. But again, next time I won't have to upgrade the mowers because they're already upgraded. We just have to get the bale wrapper. All right, get back to the farm, park this up, and we'll have a look at what the millet sells for and what the dry corn sells for. Then we'll probably skip to February where we'll sell all the lettuce. And then zip right on into March or April. Not sure what and how I want to plant. Alright, the bridge should be here somewhere. Can't see a darn thing with that fog. There we go. I think, yeah, also, I think right now we'll also feed the horses. I think they might be getting kind of low on the hay. It's been a moment. And if we're going to be skipping through a whole bunch of months, I don't want to get too trigger happy and just hitting the sleep trigger and kind of forget about giving the horses their hay. Yes, let's see what the horses do have on the hay. Oh, yeah, they're down to 1,000 liters of hay. Root crop, they're fine. Also, let's see. Oats, I said I was going to keep. The millet. 5.15, 5.24. The price is getting there. And dry corn, 6.71. Dry corn's got a little further to go. Nope, I hopped right back into the Deutz. I was trying to get into the telehandler. This is the buck. Oh, the pallet fork should be back here by the hay bales. And we'll grab 2 bales. When I started the series, I thought horses, okay, we're going to have to make hay at least once a year for the horses. And, you know, give them some straw so we can get the manure. And, of course, grow oats and or sorghum for them. We'll have to do that year after year after year. But the horses just are not going through the feed. Which does help make them just, you know, a little bit more doable to make a profit on them. Open. There we go. Trying to just wiggle my way in here. Okay, this trigger here can be triggering. Did I get it or not? I'm guessing I did not get in the trigger. No, I did not. Oh, top one went. Oh, there we go. Now it took it. Now they should be pretty set on hay. 10,000 liters worth of hay. Yep, they should be good for quite a while. Hello, Mr. Ulrich. Welcome. Hope you're having a good Friday. All right, let me speed up some time here. Maybe the millet price will get better. Well, it should get better as the day goes on, just like dry corn. And I must have just parked this right back here. Good place for it. Ooh, wow, it's getting dark at 3:30 in the afternoon. Let's see, how is the millet price doing? 520. Yeah, I think we'll sell the millet now. Is there a specific hour for the fireworks? Usually once it gets dark. I mean, obviously. But, you know, for this time of the year, I think most will either start like at 8:30 or 9 o'clock. Of course, you want to start early because, you know, you want the kids to enjoy it too. And you don't want to do it too late to where you're getting the people who don't care about the fireworks being annoyed by them at so late in the evening. So usually about 9 o'clock is when they'll have them. But being it is a weekend, they could either have them tonight or tomorrow night, weather pending and all that kind of stuff. Around where I am, most towns will do their own fireworks. But of course, you get the individuals that will do it as well. Hello, Panther Killer. Welcome. Hope you're having a good Friday. Man, that fog is not lifting down by here at the river. When I was in the fire department, I was, every year I did the fireworks. I look forward to it, doing the fireworks. It was always fun. The only problem is when you're doing the fireworks yourself, you don't get to enjoy the display of the fireworks because you're more focused on loading the fireworks into the tubes and, of course, making sure everything is safe going around where the fireworks are being lit off. But I used to love doing, when the 4th of July came, a couple days you go out to where you're launching them, you go and you prep the fireworks. Or at least prep the tubes. So 18,329 liters of millet. It's not worth a whole lot, but it is something. All right, so we're back. I don't want to say we're back up to negative 6,600 in the bank account, but we were at negative 40. Lots of barbecues going on today as well before fireworks. Yep. Well, I mean, barbecue is kind of what we do in the summer anyways. So December, I think we're done with. We'll go to January. Then we'll sell the dry corn that we have. Man, where is that bridge? There it is. There's Sam roaming around, doing Sam type things. Let me just go ahead and park this right here. I should be able to take out the dry corn from here, if I remember correctly. That is the thing, right? Dry corn should be tied to the production building. Or no, maybe not. Well, I'll park it over here and we'll get ready for selling that in January. Unless that price skyrocketed and I just didn't see it. Dry corn 722, 771. Yeah, we'll wait on it. The oats are a very good price. I could get $50,000 from the amount of oats I have. But I'm going to hang on to it. Let's see here. Yeah, greenhouses should be fine, right? Water, manure looking fine. And carrots, parsnips. We should have some sunflowers coming in. They're on story. I got them both on, right? Running, yes. I feel like I'm forgetting to do something here this month. All right, let's just oh wait, I can run through the hut? That's not a collidable wall? Did not know that. Let's go to bed and we'll wake up at 10 and sell that dry corn. How long was it in the fire department for? I was in the fire department for 7 or 8 years. And then when I moved, that's when I, well, was no longer in the fire department. All right, so what is the price of the dry corn this morning? Hopefully it's really, really good. Dry corn 7.0. Boy, it went up and it must have dropped overnight. Well, 11,000 will be 11,000. Let's get her. Oh, it filled up with fertilizer. What? No, that's not what we wanted. Man. I'm in the trigger for that. Let's move this over here. How much fertilizer is that? 294 liters. All right, we'll just empty out the trailer. I'm not going to dump it on the ground. Millet, dry corn. There we go. What is the price of lettuce as well? Lettuce is 1123. It's not bad. So somebody will be selling the lettuce today because it's above the average price. But yeah, I was in the fire department for like 7 or 8 years. A lot of training in being a firefighter. And when I moved, I decided, yeah, I just can't keep up with it seemed like I was doing more training than anything. But I had a lot of fun doing the fireworks. That's why I take out of the fire department. I had fun doing the fireworks. I think I saw we got like $80,000 worth of lettuce. All right, here's some dry corn. All right, back up to negative 15,000, but we'll sell the lettuce, and I'm not going to say we're going to be swimming in money, but we'll be in the positive. Lucky for me, though, at least tonight, I don't have to leave my house to see the fireworks. I can go sit out on my deck and I can see them down in town. Fireworks freak out your dogs. Yeah, a lot of dogs have a problem with fireworks. Yeah, Bob, being a firefighter, there's no sitting around. That's for sure. If you're sitting around doing nothing, it's like, well, we got some testing, some drilling. They'll give you something to do. All right, let's get lined up and load up this lettuce. So if I got $80,000 worth of lettuce, that means I should have $65,000 in the bank account once we get done selling this. Good thing about Farmer G's greenhouse is the pallet size is doubled. So instead of being 1,000 liters per pallet, they're 2,000 liters, which limit the amount of pallets that you have to deal with. Happy I took a break yesterday. Well, I wasn't streaming yesterday, but I was I recorded episodes. I recorded... Wait, did I grab all the pallets? Yeah. If there's one left, that's fine. Yesterday I recorded an episode of Transport Fever, which went out earlier today. I recorded an episode of Car Dealer Simulator, which goes out tomorrow. Um, I was going to record ATS yesterday for Sunday, but I gave an extra day, trying to make sure all the mods got updated from the recent patch. And now I got to record a farming and supermarket simulator episode later today because they just had an update about an hour ago. So I got to make a video on that. So even though I didn't stream yesterday, I was still sitting at the computer getting things done. Well, after I sell this lettuce, I can actually look at the sale page in the store to see what's there because I will have some money to spend. But the only thing I would probably look for is maybe the momentum drill, because that probably be the only thing I could afford if it's on sale, and it's something I'm going to need here very soon. Do I need any fuel? No, we're fine on fuel. Figure while I'm in town, do I need fuel? Oh wait, don't want to sell it there. That's where the grain goes. Ooh, we're up to 72,000 in the bank account. How about that? Okay, there's two things that are for sale that are going to be very handy. Does that have... No, it doesn't have the See and Spray. If I were to add that, man, that... I think I'll pass on that. But this is 45% off and is the selectable bale capacity pack mod, which means it'll wrap the bales 5 times quicker. Yeah, I can lease it for $3,000 each time, but just by having it on the farm, I won't have to worry about it. What color do I want the wrap to be? I think white. All right, we'll get that. Because now every time I do silage, that'll just be like pure profit. And yeah, the sprayer, since it's not a See and Spot weed sprayer, it's not upgraded for it. I'll pass on that for now, and then I'll keep the 43,000 for leasing the drills, I guess. Hello to the big guy in the background, probably either preparing a meal or getting set to set the table, whatever. But hope he's having a good day also. All right, let's get back to the farm and just top off the water in the greenhouses. And yeah, we can go on into at least March. So corn, I do got to plow a field. All right, we'll plow the field right now in January. We'll get that over with. Since there's no snow on the ground, it's a good opportunity. The wrapper we'll keep down at the store until I'm down there and I can take it back, or when I need it. Where is the plow? Oh, I see it. I saw the plow. drop that off there. And yep, make sure this one has water also. It's taking an awful lot of water. Alright, so the cornfield, because it's corn, needs to be torn up. I don't think I got allowed create fields on, so it should just be fine. So next year, this field, well, I say next year, this year, because we're technically in January, but we're not into the farming year, so. But next crop going in here is probably going to be the rye. Because last year we did millet, so this year we'll do the rye to see what that looks like. The field behind us, which was the millet, I'll put the corn. I guess I'll put the corn in that one, and the field that's usually oats, I may put in sorghum. Again, I don't really have any production buildings for our crops other than the corn, where we put the corn into the dryer. I don't plan on getting a mill to make flour or anything like that, because we've done that basically in every series. So I'm trying to change it up a bit. I do have 43,000. Again, I was talking a little earlier about buying some land today. And I think one of the cheapest lots is 40 something. I wonder if I have enough money to buy that plot of land. And the reason why I want to do that is I want to get some oak trees in. Let me see how much that property is. Let's go to, yeah, farmland. It's one of these. 43,650. I have 43,313. Of course I do. What else we got around here? 103. 59. That's 70. 52. 51. 88. I mean, the price of the field, the land is not bad at all. It's a matter of just having the money, which is kind of tight for us. I don't think I'm allowed to take out any loan. No, because the farm's not worth, it's not worth enough yet to take out a second loan. I mean, I could put down a third greenhouse, and that would just really help us out. And I'm wondering if I should do that. I'm kind of happy with the pace, because we are earning money, but at the current pace we're going, I'm basically going to be able to buy like an implement or two per year at the rate I'm going. So yeah, third greenhouse maybe for lettuce. And eventually, if it starts to be a little bit too much, I could always sell one of the greenhouses and Oh, well, just sell it, I guess. I'm trying to think, yeah, what else would I do with it other than sell it? Because then we'll be making probably pretty close to like 30 grand a day. And that'll allow us to get our feet on the ground a little bit better. We're doing all right. I mean, the farm's making money. We are making a profit yearly. But it would take many years to actually get to a point of where I can buy more land and expand quite a bit. Hello, David. Welcome. Hope you're having a good Friday so far. Wonder if I got room for another greenhouse up there, but if not, we'll make room. So yeah, looking at, like I said, I was looking at earlier today on the mod hub for sawmills, and I mean, there's sawmills on the mod hub. But I can't find any that would fit the needs that I am looking to do. Other than the one I use on Dark Forest, but the problem is with like the ones on Dark Forest, with only spawning 2 pallets, sometimes only 1, it takes a while to unload that stuff or get it to spawn. It is a little bit of a shame that I should really be using the Ford for this type of a job. It's just that manual transmission drives me nuts. So right now the Ford is basically just on grain transportation duties when we're harvesting. So after we get done plowing this, yep, we'll put down, technically it'll be our 4th greenhouse, but it'll be our 3rd greenhouse for lettuce. And we'll probably just have it a couple of years at the most, until financially I can afford a few more pieces of land and get more other things going. Then we'll probably sell the greenhouse back. Again, I'm trying not to make too much money too fast in this series. I want to go a little bit slower than I have been on the last couple of series. But like always, the first 3 or 4 years are kind of rough. When you're starting out with nothing, you got to pay back loans and such. But usually once we get to like that 4th or 5th year, we really start burning through the money quickly. Well, the money comes in and I'm buying stuff as much as we need. Well, looks like Skender's off to go play with some nuts. By happy nut hunting. And we'll see you in a little while. Alright, this field will be all ready for planting. So I know the horses are taken care of with straw, hay, and oats. And that just leaves the greenhouses to manage, which we're going to get our next one here soon. But they should be pretty much full of water because we just did that. Yeah, we're all nuts in a way. Me being the biggest one, I think, but just my opinion. We do have now a bale wrapper, so yeah, we'll be making some silage, but again, I don't want to be getting too focused on cutting up meadow grass and making silage bales all the time. We'll just do it once in a while just to mix it up, because right now, with what little I gotta take care of on the farm, cutting grass once or maybe twice in a year is not going to be too bad. All right. And we'll also use the manure from the horse barn to put into the new greenhouse. Wait, the plow needs to go over here. It would be nice to kind of make it line up with something up here, but just gonna have to do my best. Greenhouses. Where's the one I want? I didn't think it was $50,000 for that type of greenhouse. $50,000, huh? Where's the one I was using? Must have been this one here. That is the one we're using. Okay, where are we going to put you? I guess we'll just put you like down over here. All right, let's flatten out the area a little bit. We've done this before. Hello, Mr. Anderson. Thank you for dropping on in. It's been a while. Hope you've been well. And now we'll go back to here. Greenhouses. making sure I'm getting the correct one. And actually, I think I'll put this one in like this. Smoothing tool. Just to kind of make it blend a little bit more. And then, of course, whoop, go to get our gravel dirt. All right. More lettuce coming our way. Yep, that's full of water, which I thought. All right, let me come into here. And we'll activate both things of lettuce. Telehandler, we'll put the bucket on there, and we'll grab the manure from the horse barn. Don't know how much manure they got in there, but it'll be more than enough to run that greenhouse for a few months. And I still got $11,000. Actually, looks like quite a bit amount of manure here. I do got a hump right in the middle here. See, I did take away a little bit from our meadow grass, but for what that earns us and what the lettuce is going to earn us, lettuce wins. It's not too bad. We were like negative 40 some odd $1,000. We're now sitting at 11,000. I bought myself a bale wrapper and we put down another greenhouse. That's a good winter. I'll take that. But again, eventually this greenhouse will probably... nuts. Will probably be sold. Let me just move this. Me and that manure trigger don't get along. Whoops. Okay, do that. Then detach. Then turn off the tractor. You gotta detach it. If you leave it attached and turn off the tractor, it doesn't seem like it wants to unload constantly. Okay, why? It took it before. Why are you being like this? I know you're not full. There we go. Maybe it's closer to the greenhouse than the water trigger kind of is. horses actually have been producing more manure than I thought. Although manure's not that expensive anyways, but it's free. Probably save myself $500 on manure. And we get to use the telehandler a little bit more. And with this going, and February coming up next month, we'll probably be selling lettuce once again while the price is at its peak. So hopefully by the time we get to the springtime, I might have enough money to buy that land. Just under $44,000 is what I need. Then eventually we can plant our oak trees there and get that process started, because it'll take a couple years. Welcome back, Skender. Did you grab some big nuts? Yeah, it's not the size of the nuts. Probably it's how they make it taste. I'm going down a rabbit hole here. I'm gonna not say anything more. All right, that's good enough for now for manure. This greenhouse is gonna be pretty well off. Yeah, that little hump right in the center, I gotta take care of that. Actually, I gotta take care of this as well. All right, let's do a little bit of landscaping again. All right, so right in front of me, I gotta level that out. Yep, we can see that. Back to here, smooth it out. And now over here, let's see, I need some forest rock. Is that that might actually look better. On the side here. Not sure I like the way it's coming out right now. Well, forest stones. Ah, forest stones, that's better. We'll kind of blend that in a little bit. And then I want forest grass. Mossy pebbles, maybe. Just kind of throw that in there a little bit. And then for painting, foliage. It's going to be hard to see because the grass is dead. But we'll put it in around here. It will grow on us. Also put a little grass in there. A little grass in there. Yeah, I think we're good. All right, that's a little bit smoother. All right, so we got a third greenhouse going now for lettuce. Yeah, these two over here, they were doing this fine. They were probably making us, you know, enough to offset the payments at midnight and also bring us in an extra 5, maybe 10,000 per day. But we need a little bit more than that. There, this looks a little bit better rather than just have some, well, you saw how it looked. Not the greatest. Yellow pine is thin and grows up to 20, 30 meters. I think mostly, like on my property, I have acorn and beech nut. I think we have mostly acorn and beech nut on my property. Oh, no, I should mention, because I know you asked last week, I checked on my apple trees. My apple trees are going to be loaded with apples this year. Loaded. Yeah, we'll sleep till 10. Yeah, let's go to bed. Sleep till 10. Yeah, I checked yesterday, and I got a lot of tiny apples on the trees, so they're going to be good this year. Which is weird, because I didn't see many blossoms on the apple trees this year, but it could have been on a windy day where the blossoms came out, and, well, as blossoms go, if they come out on a windy day, that they're not going to last long. Yeah, so we're at negative $11,000 now. Surprise, surprise. And we're just going to go ahead and sell the lettuce that we do have. Oh, I left it up here. I'm like, where's my Deutz? Because it's February, lettuce is going to be a very good price in February. Actually, let's just double check on this. I mean, it should be pretty decent. Lettuce, $11.26. It's higher than the max price. And I got $42,000 worth of lettuce on the farm. So, again, I could put it on direct selling, but then I won't. I think I lose about, on hard economy, like 15 or 20% of the sales, so I don't want to do that. So basically, as we just saw, I mean, I know it's at the max price, but we're making about $40,000 worth of lettuce a month. And I got $20,000 worth of payments per month. So lettuce is, looking at it that way, we're making $20,000 a month, which is okay. Well, at least I can see the bridge today. Not as foggy. Yeah, this Deutz was a good choice for the farm, only because, one, the top speed of 39 miles an hour is pretty darn good. So going back and forth to the stores pays off. Again, it's kind of odd that we don't see the lettuce in here. I remember on Riverbend Springs when I was selling like peas and spinach and stuff, we would see it spawn in here. It didn't last long, but oddly enough, we don't see the lettuce here. But that puts me back up to 32,000 in the bank account. That'll last about 2 months. All right, let's go and check to see how much that sawmill goes for. I want to say that sawmill that's on this map, I think that's the production that cost 150,000 if I went to Constructables and put down that sawmill. So I'm going to guess 150,000. We'll check here when I get this back to the farm. We'll teleport down to the sawmill and see what it goes for. Yep, you're there. Hello, Crystal. Hope you're having a good Friday. And happy 4th of July to you, because I know you are in the States. Oh, yeah. Do I want to check the sale page? Probably shouldn't. A lot of stuff in the sale page. Nothing for us. So let's go visit. Where is this sawmill? If I say buy, it is 150,000. But if we visit, wait, manage. I was going to say I can manage it. No, I can't. I was like, that'd be kind of weird. We will visit. So this is where I have to get the wood into. So as for our oak trees, it'd be kind of rough to get those in there with all the limbs and stuff on it. So I'm not sure if I want this particular sawmill, but there is one on the map. And really the property that we're looking to buy, which one was it? Was it this one? Yeah, it's this one right here. This property right here is where I would buy and plant our oak trees. So probably buy the property, plant the oak trees down, and maybe put our own mill on there. Well, we'll have to see. Right now, we don't have the cash to do all that. Hello, Justin. Welcome. Hope you're having a good Friday. Oh, yeah. What are my horses? How are they doing money-wise? 8,700. Not too bad. They're almost... they got a few more months to go before they're full grown. Root crop is getting a little low. Hay, yep, we'll keep on top of that. All right, let's go take a nap. A long nap. Oh, wait. Let's go ahead and feed Sam. I do got some dry corn. Is it worth it? Dry corn 587. Not really. 771. So let's keep it for next year. Let's see. Yeah, let's... Oh, wait a minute. Greenhouses, they should be fine. Oh, yeah, I should name that other greenhouse. Well, the greenhouse that doesn't have a name will be the third one. But, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. And some flowers are starting to pile on up. Oh, for some reason I got my light out and chainsaw. But let's go ahead and go to bed. And we'll get into the month of... What month are we in? I think we're going to March. Are we going to March? Yeah, I think we're going to March. That sounds like hell, but I don't got nothing planted, so I could care less. Hello, March. We still got 9,000 in the bank account, which is nice to see. I will check the sale page. Ooh, that's not a direct drill, though, or a direct planter, is it? It is not. Oh, 168,000. I can't afford that. That would be nice. Does that have a see and spray option on it? It does. Not that I can afford that either, but I'm just kind of curious. Yeah, so nothing there for us. So, March. I could plant, but corn can't go in until April. Wait, actually, I don't think rye can go into April either. Rye can't be planted till April either. Okay. I really do want to try poppy, but that means renting it. I suppose I could plant corn, rye in May, keep the drill an extra month, and we'll plant the poppy in June. I think that's what we'll do. So we won't plant until May. He's really mixing pine nuts with peanut. I don't know why you'd be scared of what he's doing for cooking. I mean, yeah, I think he knows what he's doing when it comes to the cooking. Lettuce. Yeah, let me see what that lettuce price is doing this month. Lettuce, $10.68. Price is going to drop, so let's try to get the most out of it. And also, when I sell this, I should be able to afford that land, but I'm going to hang on to the money until we get to... Or do I want to buy it and start planting today? All right, let me sell this and see where we kind of stand financially. Because it's $44,000 for the property. Can't be too expensive to lease the tree planter. I think it's only $5,000 for the huge pallet of trees. But the sooner I get these trees in, the sooner they'll mature. And we'll have expanded our empire from this part of the map to down to by the stores at least. Yeah, ever since Farmer G said it, fog in the distance, when looking at it, it kind of looks like water. Ever since he said that, I can't unsee it anymore. Oh, by the way, Chris Looks, I think you're the one that's into that game, but I don't know if you saw, but Farming and Supermarket Simulator had an update about an hour and a half ago, which added. I had a quick look at it to see if what they did add, because I didn't see any patch notes on it, but they added flowers. They added another production that makes stuff with the flowers. So I didn't look at it too much. But they did have an update to the Farming and Supermarket Simulator game, so if you don't already know about it. Well, I think with 53,000, first off, let me see how we're doing here. No, 0, I can't. No loan. So, farmland. How much is that field itself? 84,000. 1.75. That's almost double the size. 43,650 for lot number 40. All right, we own that. So that leaves me with 10,000. If... All right, so we got to go down to the forestry section. That there. So if I go here and hit lease, only 1,500. Okay. And then if I go to saplings, pallet of 240 trees. Do I need 240 trees? That's a lot of trees, man. I think 60 trees would be good. And I can get oak trees, right? Oak trees. Design color? What's the design color for? Oh, just where it says oak on it? Okay. So yeah, you can change the color where it tells you the name of the tree that you're getting. Oak trees. Alright, so we'll buy those. And then, yeah, we will go ahead and lease that. So that leaves me just shy of $7,000 still in the bank account. And we own some land, more land, and we're going to plant some trees. Well, Bob, after I get done with the stream today at some point, I'll be making a video on what the update is. All I know is I just had to, because I mean, literally the update came out maybe a half hour before this stream started. I just had enough time to log in to seem like, was it fixes or did they add stuff? And they added stuff. All right, so this is the tricky part, because I can't really see my property boundaries, even with the mini map. So I'll probably have to kind of just do this, but we'll wing it. Although I don't want to say I only got 60 trees. Yeah, now I'm in my property boundary. And we'll probably also place a sawmill here. Now again, maybe initially I will be selling some products from the sawmill, but eventually the sawmill is going to be making products, because we're going to build a lot of farmhouses around the map, not for myself, but to kind of like make a community where people will be living, role-playing a little bit in that sense. So we're going to have to build them on up. I also will need the cement production at some point, because we'll need that material as well. Does this line up? It goes beyond the field. Okay, so this goes beyond the field. All right, actually, I've already planted 15 trees. That only means, currently the way I'm doing it, 4 rows will do it. So I'm going to give myself some space here, because these trees, as we know, can grow rather large. So the sawmill I use on fresh stalks, it's a large sawmill, but the good thing about it is it goes through the wood rather quickly. Problem is, oak trees, I just can't cut the oak tree down and drag them in there. The sawmill I use on dark forest, I could easily drag the oak tree into the trigger, but the spawn point is rather small, so it takes forever to unload stuff out of there. And looking at other sawmills, it looks like I got the same problem. You take the base game sawmills, got the same issue. So, not sure what sawmill to go with yet. I got a couple years to make up my mind, but I had to buy property to get these in. I got a couple of farming years to figure it out. So in March of the 3rd year, your trees will be grown. I think you mean in a couple more years they'll be grown, because I am in March of year number 3 already. So I'm guessing you mean another 3 years. I'll probably need to plant more oak trees for doing what we're going to be doing. For building houses, but this is going to be a good start. Do I want to plant more trees to begin with? Well, really it's going to take a while for the sawmill. Once these trees are grown, 60 oak trees, it's going to take a while for that sawmill to get through that material anyways. This looks like a thick chocolate, nothing like a sauce. Has your brother ever done you wrong in cooking, Skender? Really? So, I mean, I won't be worried. I'd be more intrigued of what's going on. Is it possible to sell the land after you plant trees to get the money back for other uses, then rebuy this property when they have grown? That is an interesting question, David, honestly. I don't know if they count these trees as placeables or not. I mean, I'm interested in what you're saying. You know, for the farm, I don't want to do that. But it is interesting to see. I think I'm actually going to go get some more oak trees. I'm not going to plant all these right now, but, you know, we'll change the color so I can see where it says oak on it. And then we'll keep the pallet down here. I'm going to say, because it's trees, I should be able to sell it. Although I'm a little worried if I were to sell it and then try to buy it back, I wonder if the value of the property goes up because now there's trees on it. Let's just have a look here. If I were to then say... So the value is the same. Hang on a second here. I want to do a test. First off, let me go to settings. I'll turn autosave off so that doesn't happen. Let me save the game as is. Save it twice for good luck. Alright, so let me just... We're doing this as a test. In Farming Simulator, buying and selling land, the value of the land never changes. So $43,650. I think that's what I paid for it, by the way. $43,650. So can I sell it with trees on it? Yes, you can. Now, if I were to buy it back, $43,650. So, yeah, you could, trees don't count as placeables, which I didn't think they would. And the value of the property does not change. Just because you planted trees on it. But I'm not going to sell the property to get the money back and then buy it back in 2 years. In FS22, I did use a mod that changed the value of property, but that was just kind of like a random number generator. It didn't have nothing to do... I would like to see the value of land pricing be different, as I talked about before. If there's a crop in the ground... You know, if it has a field, first of all, you know, crop in the ground, how well the field is taken care of. I would like to kind of see the value of the fields differ by how they appear. But maybe in FS28 they'll do that. I don't know. I say FS28. I don't know when the next one's coming out. But the next version of Farming Simulator, or maybe someone will come out with a mod for it. Oh, I don't have access to this land. I don't own up to that, I guess. Well, alright. Oh, one thing I can unload a pallet from this, can I not? Oh, I can. Good, 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 good. Alright, let's go ahead and return the tree planter. Nope, not farmland. That's the wrong button. Return that. Alright, we'll get our low loader, head back to the farm, and we'll work our way to the month of May, where we'll plant at least the corn and the rye. Then we'll have to wait till the month of June before I can plant poppy. So I got a couple years to figure out what sawmill I want to use. Maybe by the time we get there, some more sawmills will come out in the mod hub. By the way, I do actually have the... Well, I have a butcher mod. I don't know if it's the one that some people have talked about, but I do have a butcher mod. It's not, I don't believe it's the one, I can't remember. It's not the one from Judith Plains, I don't think. I don't know if I want to use it on this series or on the Shamburgo series. I'm a long ways off from being able to use it in this series. And Shamburgo, well, I'm only on episode 2 there, too. So I'm probably a long ways off from using it on either series. It's interesting. It's not... To me, it's not that interesting. But yeah, it definitely adds a different kind of production. No, the Butcher mod is not on the Mod Hub. You won't see something like that on the Mod Hub. Got your answer. Yeah, the trees are still going to be there. I pretty much knew the trees were going to be there. The one thing I haven't tried out in FS25 yet, I know I tried it in FS19 on Mercury Farms by Alien Jim. But what I did try in FS19, which is a while ago at this point, was I took like a field like number 6, and I took a plow and I expanded the field. And I sold the field back to the NPCs. And the funny thing is, the NPCs only planted the crop in where the original field was. They did not plant crop in the expanded field. But that was back in FS19. I wonder if they have adjusted that in FS25. Be interesting for sure. Alright, so we're back down to 3,000, but I mean, I'm bringing money in, and I'm spending quite a bit of it. But you gotta spend money to make money. Let me just double check on the horses. They were getting... Oh, yeah, let's go get them some more hay. We got the hay, let's give it to them. I want to knock over my stack of hay bales. All right, in we go. Zoom in a little bit. And just got to angle this in a tad. And then when I drop it down, it should take it. It did. So that should be good for a couple more months. Butcher shop is 336, and it is a big building. Is it 336, the one I got? Let me see here, because I did activate it. Yeah, 360, butcher shop. And it's a big boy. It's a big building. When I saw the size of the building, I'm like, oh, it's going to show a lot of animation on the inside, and currently it does not. But from what I saw is they're working on it to add more to it, so maybe someday it will. Now, the butcher shop, if I do it on this series here, well, horses are not part of that production building. I would need chickens, cows, sheep, or goats. to do anything with that. So it may be on this series or it may be on Cherbourg. I do not know. Yeah, just go ahead and sleep. We can get up at 8 o'clock now, right? Because it should be somewhat daylight. Negative 19,000. What's the price of lettuce? The horses, 9,644. I wonder if they're going to max out when they hit full. They're going to hit $10,000 when they get to be full-grown adults. So I'll have to see what they get up to. Rock removal still is a... How does one remove rock? Oh, that kind of rock removal. That could be kind of interesting to do. Sale page. I don't know why I'm looking because I really don't have the cash currently. All right. And also the price of lettuce. How we doing here? $10.58. The price is going down. I think for fun is this rock removal. I will borrow items and we'll do that contract. Because I haven't done this since... maybe I did try it. I may have tried it on Riverbend Springs. Where am I going for this contract anyways? I don't know the area that well. Oh, wait, there's one of my fields right there. Is that down in the water? And that's down at the other... Okay. Let's go chisel up some stone. That's the one you told me about? Alright, so I got the butcher shop you were talking about. There was another one out there, and I was like, that reminds me of the one I tried in FS22, so I kind of stayed away from that one. You did it at least once on Riverbend. I did? I think I was trying to see if I could collect the stone. Oh, I was probably trying to see if I can collect the stone afterwards for the cement production. And it's something different. Like I said, I haven't done this in a while. And it'll give us $5 grand. So why not have a little fun with it? Although it may take me a couple minutes to get there with this thing. Slowly I turn, step by step, inch by inch. I think, unless you have an adapter, I think the skid steer is the only thing, this jackhammer, the implement's only available for the skid steer, unless you have an adapter for it. I don't think you can use it on a telehandler. There's a jackhammer on the mod hub. It's like the hand ones you see them use on the streets to break the rocks up. 1500. Well, I mean, it's something. I wasn't planning on streaming today and saying, hey, I want to break up some rocks. Just doing it for now for interest, but interesting. I don't think I saw that mod, or maybe I just scanned over it. I'm like, why would I want to do that? Although if this, so I would assume it probably uses it like a chainsaw then. So it's kind of like a hand tool. So I mean, if this contract came up every month, it'd be probably worth it just to have it. Guess I'll check my text messages and my emails as I'm driving over. At the pace we're going, it might be the month of May by the time I get there. Bob may have fallen asleep watching me drive over in the skid steer. I'm about to. Well, I kind of hope this is not in the fog, because that's going to be kind of hard to find these things. But I'm guessing it's over on that cliff side over there is where I'm going. Guess I'll leave the mini-map up because I'll have to probably drive around. I hope it's not going to be some on the lower part of the cliff, then we'll have to drive around to the top side of the cliff. Might be all on the top side. Alright, we finally have arrived. My guess is there's going to be 3 piles of rocks in here somewhere. Oh, yeah, that's right. They put flags up for us. As long as it's doing that, it should be working. I think. Oh, wow. There's going to be 10 of these I got to do? Well, I guess I'd rather do 10 than only 3, honestly, because I haven't done this in about 6 months. And I probably won't do it again for a while. And no, I'm not going to come back here with a telehandler and bucket loader to grab the stones and go sell them. Let's look into the woods to see if they're all going to be here. Am I really going to get stuck on that? Alright, don't drive over the stones, I guess. To me, the stones aren't worth coming back to get. Alright, well, I'm looking for some more flags through the forest, and I'm not seeing any right off. I got 4 more stones to take care of. One of them is right here. This is a big sucker. Oh, now I can see them all. They're all right in front of me now. How did I not see those before? Well, I don't know. Well, if you've never seen this type of stone removal, here you are. And the last one. Now, was it worth about the $5,000 when I get paid for doing this? Well, it didn't take me that long to do it. It took a while to drive here, though. Let me get up. No stone appeared for that one. All that stone is still there. Let's go ahead and collect on that contract, shall we? So overall, I'll get paid $4,860. I mean, it is something. All right, back to our farm here. Let me just double. I think we're all good on the horses. Yada yada, looking good. Yes. Greenhouse, greenhouse, greenhouse. Yeah, the greenhouses are fine for another month. Oh, sunflowers. I do have sunflowers. Did I miss a time? sunflowers are sold in March. I'll let them add up, I guess, and who knows what I'll do with them. Not too sure. Alright, let's get on to the month of May, where we'll plant our corn and rye. And sell the lettuce, of course, because I need the cash. Is it rain or hail? That's rain, I do believe. With a little bit of thunder. Alright, first step, sell lettuce to get the money. And then probably we'll be leasing the momentum drill again. I don't want to buy the momentum drill if I ever get enough money. I want to get different drills and planters. But for the time being, that drill, because it's a direct drill and can do everything that we need it to, it's a good one to have in the early stages. Don't knock over any pallets. Kind of did. Can I grab that other one? Perfect. 66,000 liters of lettuce. Let's go sell that. Yeah, I think the third greenhouse was a smart choice as of right now. Just helping us earn just a little bit more cash per month. That way we're not dragging our feet too much. I know some people, I am getting some comments, because not everyone can be here when the live streams are happening, so they watch them when they get home from work or later on when they have free time. A couple people want to see a little bit more money come in so we can progress a little bit faster, which I can understand. Everyone's going to have their own idea of the pace that we're looking for. I'm, for the most part, happy with the pace, but maybe just a little bit faster is what I'm looking for. And now we got a little bit more to look forward to when we come down to the store. We can look over to the left as we head down to the store. We'll peek over at our field and we'll see when the oak trees have at least hit the first growth stage. It'll take a few more months at least. So all I know is the trees, our land's right before the field. Can I see the field from here? Well, if the fog wasn't there, I might be able to see it, but right now I cannot see it too well. Alrighty, let's sell the lettuce. There we go, right back up to 41,000. That's nice. Alright, Skender, enjoy your meal. I'm actually going to drop that off there. And we'll just come over to the store. Okay, so nothing there that we need. Scroll down too far. Back up to planters. Momentum. Add the fertilizer part to it. And the color for today is going to be... we'll go with that green just because it's a dark green. Lease it. How much is a daily fee per day? Only 1,000. All right, that's not bad. So my bale wrapper is still down here, and our dolly trailer is still down here. Well, since it's on corn, we'll probably plant the corn first. Then we'll switch over to rye, and we'll get the rye in. And then when June gets here, we'll plant the poppy over in where the oat field was. As for rye, I don't know if I get straw from rye or not. I want to say I did in FS22. Boy, this drill... You always think a tractor is a decent size. Then you get yourself a drill like this, and then you realize, okay, maybe the tractor is not as big as I thought it was. I mean, it's a lot bigger than my character is. Now, the hard part about making content though is I gotta try to mix it up. I can't just go plant one stream, next stream harvest, then the stream after that back to planting. I do have to mix up a little bit more than that, or it's going to get not as interesting. The amount of times I've used this planter, I still can't believe how long it takes me to stop this darn thing. Now, as I know, seed, I'm not going to go through hardly any seed. Fertilizer, I will. But, I mean, eventually I'm going to need it anyways. So we'll just top it off. Hello, Anita. Happy 4th of July to you as well. All right, we are loaded. Seed, fertilizer. The poppy is what the crop I'm sort of interested in, because I don't remember poppy being a crop in at least what I did in FS22. I don't remember that being a crop. If any place I did it, it would have been Gold Crest Valley, I think. Good old corn. Can't go wrong with corn. That was glorious. That could be a fantastic dish for your holiday. Well, really, 4th of July here in the States, there's only one thing you should be having on 4th of July, and it better go on a barbecue grill. Whether it be chicken, hot dogs, or hamburger. Whatever else you can throw on a barbecue grill, that's what it should be. You're not finished eating, just thought you'd tell us that. I was ready to say, boy, it must have been a really good meal because you ate that rather quickly. You missed the crop rotation. I still try to rotate my crops. even though it's not really a thing in Farming Simulator. And yeah, I know I am planting while it's raining. That has no effect for us in the game. But since we really don't ever really work in the rain that much, I figure we just let it rain while we plant. If it was hailing, I wouldn't be doing this because I would damage crop. Or the hail would damage crop. But it's just raining right now. Really don't get us? Well, it's just different cultures. I mean, that's all it is. It's just different type of cultures that we have. That's all. But you tell people here in the States, 4th of July, and the first thing that, well, a couple things come to mind. Fireworks and barbecues. So I am noticing I'm still getting, not that it matters too much here, but if you look at the ground texture for where I planted the corn, I'm getting those like the lines in the ground, so I'm not really sure what that is all about. It's not that big of a deal. I just noticed it, and it's kind of like when Farmer G told me that the fog, when looking down on it, kind of looks like water once in a while. I can't unsee it. It's like I can't unsee these lines either. That's right, Crystal. Don't forget the friends part. Friends and family, I guess. And for hundreds of Americans, trips to the hospital with burnt hands, or I kind of forgot how many number of people lose fingers or whatnot on the 4th of July because fireworks go off in their hands. But it happens, so if you are one of those people that have fireworks today, be careful. Not of just yourself, but the people around you. Because a firework is an explosive device. So be very careful with it. So basically with the corn, I'm just making corn every year, and we're putting it into the corn dryer. Corn dryer does take its time to get through the corn. Doesn't really get through it in time to sell it, but at least now last year's harvest will be pretty much dried out for selling next winter. And then by the time I harvest this, of course now I'm going to be harvesting a month later because I'm planting the corn a month later. So very little will get to go through. Your dad made a small canyon and he set up on the 4th. I knew a couple of people that had cannons, and yeah, those things, I mean, basically, that's what you're doing when you're lighting off fireworks. I mean, of course, fireworks range in a variety of sizes. But as I mentioned before, when I was in the fire department, I did the fireworks with the... When I was in the fire department, we set them off for the town. And yeah, basically, the fireworks that we were setting off for the town were anywhere from 3-inch to 12-inch in diameter. So basically, it's a plastic cannonball you're shooting out. So it gets the same sound effect when it comes out. Alright, so after this, next field where the corn was, we'll go the rye. Crystal, do you actually have a cannonball that shoots out of it, or is it just packed with gunpowder and all that? Do you actually have like a projectile that comes out? Couple more passes and the corn will be in. This field will need to be weed sprayed next month. I had a friend that had a cannon as well, but most of the times they did not shoot a projectile out of the cannon, they just fired it off. I mean, it made sense that he had a cannon because he was the guy I bought my guns from, so... About a 50 caliber? No, I'll use gunpowder and toilet paper. Toilet paper. Don't want anything to happen to it because my dad passed in '06. Oh, that's okay. Yeah. When you were a kid, you had a blackjack firecracker go in your fingers. Never happened again. And when I was a teenager, I had an M80 that I was kind of lucky it didn't go off my hand, but it went off pretty darn close. And I could not feel my fingers for about a day or two. Where is the rye? There's the rye. You got forest fires happening in Albania. Well, hopefully you guys get some rain to help them on out. Something that where I live, we didn't have to deal much of. Forest fires hardly ever happened. Toilet paper is the wadding. Yeah, I kind of figured it would be. Hello, Arctic. Welcome. Hope you're having a good Friday. Come on, Deutsch, you can do it. You did it last year. But I think this is the point of when I was doing it last year. I was thinking, let me give the Ford a try. And the Ford did not do any better than what the Deutsch was doing. Be interesting to see what the rye looks like, because I kind of forgot. Again, I did plant some rye in FS22, but they may have made it look different in 25. Of course, all this talk about being the 4th of July here and everything, and when I mentioned barbecue grills or barbecuing, it does remind me, I got some sausages I got to throw on the grill later on. Every year you get a monster forest fire. And yours is out now. Well, I mean, we get forest fires here in the States, but where I live in the Northeast, doesn't really happen. I mean, we got plenty of woods. It's just that it's never that dry to cause a problem. Although about a handful of years ago, which is kind of interesting, I went up during hunting season up to my hunting spot, and I started seeing some trees with, they were charred a little bit at the base, and I started walking around, and it burnt about 2 acres, but it just burnt the foliage that was on the ground. And I found the tree that was struck by lightning because it was kind of split in a million pieces. But yeah, that fire put itself out. Alright, with 2 headlands done, going up and down, and I'm just going to start going side to side. It's not doing a weird thing with the nitrogen, is it? No, the nitrogen's being placed well. I'm just looking at the soil, and looks like nitrogen's going in some areas and some not, but as long as the chart is telling me it's evenly being placed, that's all I care about. Cornfield looks good. Watching the second round of the John Deere Classic had been pretty good. Really never got into golf myself. I only played 1 round of golf before. And honestly, I didn't do that bad. I mean, it's not like I shot like a 60 something. But for only playing 1 round of golf, I did not do too bad. I think I shot like a 105, which in golf scores are terrible. But just playing 1 round of golf in your entire lifetime, that's not bad. I was using my friend's golf clubs. And just go, all right, it's how many yards to the hole? All right. I was basically just a grip it and rip it. Now, miniature golf, I can get into. Yeah, 9 Mile forest fire that took 4 days to put out. Yeah, most of the forest fires that happen here in the States are on the West Coast. And sometimes those can take forever. Well, it hasn't been that long since they had some LA fires. Golf and bowling were your sports. Messed up your back, and that was the end of that. I was a baseball and basketball player, but love sports in general. But baseball was the sport I would say was my main focus. So we're keeping this drill overnight, and when we get to June, we can plant down the poppy. There will be no weeds in this field because I had to plow it because it was corn previously. But the field that we just put the corn in will have weeds next month. So I'll have to lease See and Spot weed sprayer. But I may want to wait an extra month if I can, because the field in front of us, which I'm going to put poppy in, that'll have weeds in it in July. You gotta go find a bearing some other parts, so you can't stay. I mean, no need to be sorry about it. I mean, that's your lifestyle, man. It's your lifestyle, so you know you gotta get the work done, man. But be safe out there, and whenever you get some free time, I'll be streaming tomorrow. Got a pretty good average in bowling, but not as in golf. But it was always fun and relaxing. I think my bowling alley, I've bowled very little. Well, I shouldn't say that. I bowled enough to where I finally went and got my own bowling ball. Because going to the bowling alley and trying to get a bowling ball that fit the grip that I like was almost impossible. So I ended up getting my own bowling ball just for that purpose. I mean, bowling balls are not that expensive, but my best bowling score that I can remember is like a 208. I mean, nothing fantastic, but I haven't bowled now in like maybe 20 years. But for a while there, I was bowling like once every other week at most. And only did about 2 games worth. And like I said, golf, I've only did 1 round of golf before in my life and shot like a 105. Miniature golf, I mean, I'm an American, so I've played a lot of miniature golf. Alright, Skender, like I said, have a safe trip, and I'll be streaming Roadcraft tomorrow, I believe. So it looks like the farmer will feed the animals now 7 new crops, 1 new animal, 1 new machine, and new furniture. Oh yeah, farming supermarket. Oh yeah, I kind of forgot bees. They added bees. So I'm guessing you need the bees for the flowers. Like I said, I only jumped on just to see what was there. I'm guessing we might be able to make... Well, the bees should make honey on their own. By the way, right now, guys, we're talking about farming and supermarket simulator, which had an update. But I'm going to guess the bees make honey like the duck makes eggs, the pig makes pork. Yeah, I did see the farmer was feeding the cows. The one thing I did see, though, was when the farmer was feeding the animals, he would also just drop the crate after he was done feeding the animals right next to whatever he was feeding. So if he was feeding the goat or the cows, once he was done feeding, if it had product left into it, he wouldn't bring it back to the storage area. He just dropped it on the ground. Wasn't going to spoil it for me. I appreciate that, but I don't think there's nothing in there that's too big of, I'm going to go like, oh wow, look at that. I mean, some of it seems self-explanatory just by looking at it. The only thing I'm not sure of is what's that production going to do with the flowers. That's the only thing I don't know. Tomorrow I plan on streaming Roadcraft. You were in bowling leagues, even won a few of the leagues. Yeah, I wasn't, I went to bowl just to bowl. But that was the hard part. If you're just someone that bowls just to go bowl, it can be hard sometimes to get an alley because of leagues. Kind of suck when you say, hey, let's go bowling. You get down to the bowling alleys. They're like, it's league night. We don't have any lanes. It's like, oh, okay. I guess I'll just go get to the bar and have a couple drinks, I guess. All right, crop is in 2 of the 3 fields. Let me switch this over to pot. Whoop, I went right by it. And we'll just bring this right over here. Brakes, 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 brakes. The one thing I just want to see, not that I want to do it this month of May, which I don't think is going to happen, is did the meadow grass fully regrow yet? I don't know how long it takes meadow grass to regrow. Because we could make some silage bales at some point. Yeah, the meadow grass is... Oh, actually, it looks like the meadow grass is at full height. All right. Duly noted. The greenhouse is... I think they're fine for 1 more month. Horses are fine as well. Well, their value is still going up, so now they're worth at least 10,100, and they're not full-grown adults. And from what someone said, their value goes up until 1 month before they have offspring. So somewhere around 33 months, somewhere around 32 months, 33 months should be their peak value. So I'm guessing they're going to be worth like 15,000 a piece, which is not bad. With that mod that increases the value of the horses. I may actually make a little bit of money on the... Well, again, I'll never make my money back on the horses, I don't think, because that horse stable cost $250,000, so it's going to take a long time to get my money back on it. Just trying to think, is there anything else I need to be doing? I don't think so. For the month. A roller. Yeah, I'm not rolling my fields. They added 5 more expansions for the farm. I haven't played enough to store enough money in farming a supermarket simulator to buy expansions. Yeah, let's go to June. I think we're all set to go to June. A lot of rain, but I didn't hear any hail. Let's see. So, well, now they are reproducing. At least those are. Food-wise, they're good. Yeah, I don't remember if you can overpopulate a stable or not. I know there's mods out there that allow you to do that. I don't think the horses will because, like the sheep and goats and all those other pens I've had throughout FS25, they have not done that. Contracts, not much going on for contracts. Lettuce. Price is still not bad for lettuce. I got $37,000 worth of lettuce. If I need the money, we will do so. I think we will mow the grass in the month of June and get some silage bales made. Oh yeah, so the rye. There is our rye. Just ignore where it says it needs lime. Because if you look at the bottom for precision farming, you can see my pH value, if I can get it where we can actually read it pretty well. It says my pH value is good there. I'm not sure why it says it needs lime, unless maybe the map is not technically precision farm ready. I mean, you can precision farm on the map. It's just that it's not going to get rid of where it says it needs lime. And of course, the corn is looking pretty good. It does show weeds here. But again, I don't want to take care of the weeds until the poppy field needs weeds to be taken care of. I would say, well, let's hire a worker to plant the poppy, and I'll go cut grass. But unfortunately, the Ford, well, I can't put the mowers on the Ford. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and take care of this, I guess. So a roller and a soil sampler, which I need neither. All right, fire that up, and we're planting poppy. Can't wait to tell you that my Audi made 327 kilometers an hour, not sure in miles, but it was happy that I stopped to tell you. Well, that, I mean, you shouldn't be typing and driving at the same time. Let's hope no cop saw it. I think that's what you meant to say. Well, even if a cop saw you type that, I don't think that evidence, well, I mean, laws may be different where you are, but I don't think that would hold up in court. You just saying that you did that. And because you can just say, I was just having a good joke and lie about it. So unless they have visual evidence that you did so, I think you're fine. But laws may be different where you are. So again, we're growing poppy just because I don't have a production building for it. Just a different crop type that I haven't done in 25 yet, so we're putting it into the ground. Then, of course, this is the only field I got left to plant. But then we'll go and cut some grass and make some more silage bales, because now that we got the mowers and the wrapper, it's pure profit. Hello, Miles. Welcome. Hope you're having a good Friday so far. Yeah, so after the stream today, I'll probably take a short break. And then I'll have to get into farming and supermarket simulator and try to make a quick video on the update that came out today. Think I got enough money to do what can show off what's in the update. I think I got like 5,000 in cash. Oh, the other thing I should ask Crystal, because I know I think you said you're playing it currently. I still have not been able to get over the 45 customers per day in that game. And I thought the last update said that they fixed that problem. I wonder if it's the size of the store that matters. I wonder if I need to open up more of the store to get more customers. I think that's the next thing I need to do to test on that. If I don't get more customers while I'm playing later on tonight, I may have to save up some money to expand on the store to get more customers per day. Because I'm stuck around the 45. I think the most customers I've seen in a day is like 48. Of course, more customers mean more money, more profit. No tram lines defined. Nope, I don't want tram lines on my farms. But when I think about how many things I got to record over the weekend, it's going to be a busy weekend. I got farming and supermarket simulator I got to record later on tonight. I also want to record an ATS video for Sunday. Got to get over to Iowa and get ready for that. I got to record over the weekend, Schembergo, those 2 episodes for next week. And yeah, I gotta start playing a little bit of Transport Fever 2. Because again, by the way, I did release an episode, my last episode of Transport Fever today. And we're moving on over to Transport Fever 2. And if you've been kind of interested in Transport Fever 2, I should mention that the game is on a summer sale on Steam, so you can get it rather cheap. That's why I got it. Hey, Sam was over here wandering around in the poppy field. Before this update, my store is expanded to the max. To the max? Wow, you must be raking in you must have played quite a bit. To the max, I'm only getting the same amount of customers, but I haven't opened the store yet after the update. Yeah, but wasn't it not this update, but the update like a month ago? I thought that update said that they fixed it where we can get more customers. That would have been like the June update. And I didn't see where I was getting more customers. And of course, again, after the I didn't, as of today, I didn't do much. Just logged in today to see exactly what the update had in store. So I don't know if that's been, hopefully it's been addressed. Because expanding, as you know, can get rather expensive in that game. And getting only 45 customers a day takes a while to get that money on in. I know some people want me to stream that game. The problem is with streaming that game, it's really a lot of running around. And boy, I think a lot of people will not like seeing it because it'd be a lot of, it'd just be too much movement. Yeah, I saw the new shelf. Maybe Oh, I was ready to say, I read that quickly. I thought I read what you typed, but when I read flour, I was thinking of flour that you make with wheat, but you did type in flowers. So I was thinking, I was ready to say, well, try flowers, but you said flowers, but my brain heard myself and my, my inner voice heard flour, but my brain thought of wheat flour. Well, maybe whatever, because I didn't look at it, whatever the production does, the new production, maybe that's what goes on that shelf. Or maybe that's how you're getting the honey. Again, I don't know. I thought the bees would make the honey, but yeah, I'll find out in about 3 hours from now, I guess, exactly how that all works. Yeah, because all the crop types were just flour, or flowers. So you'd think the new shelf was needed for the new products. One would think, but maybe it doesn't work. Thinking I might actually run out of fertilizer. It's going to be awfully close. Seed we should be fine on. Still got more than half my seed left. But down to the last 20% on fertilizer. Yep, so after we get this done, I think, of course, we'll unload the drill. We'll return it. I will probably actually even drive it down to the store, because I need to go down and get the bale wrapper, because we're going to need that for when cutting the grass and making silage bales. And also we'll have a peek over to see what our oak trees are doing, although I don't think they would have grown yet at all. I don't think I'll get straw from poppy, but the rye, we could get some straw, and I'll just sell the straw straight up like I did last year from the oats. Got tons of straw left over for the horses. You put bees down, made the honey, try to put them on new shelf, and also the new flowers. Maybe just try some of the original stuff. Maybe it's just a different type of shelf we could have. So maybe it's just a new shelf type. Or maybe the question should be, can you put the honey and the flowers on other shelves, or you can't put the honey and flowers down on anything yet? Because that would kind of suck if we got that new product and it's bugged out and we can't put the new produce down in the market. Got to get this little piece I missed right here. think all I can remember about, because it's been, well, I haven't been back into the game since I made my last episode, other than today, of course. I want to say I'm only, I don't want to say only, because maybe some people would be like, I wish I was that level. I'm like level 31 or level 32, maybe? Yeah, I'm going to the fertilizer quite a bit. If the poppy does look like anything, as the icon shows in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, this field should look pretty cool when the crop blooms. Now, I do say that the crop types that were added to the map, we can't do anything with, but I really haven't checked. If I go to construction, let's see, gotta find cereal grain mill. Yeah, the grain mill does not take any of the new crop types. I was like, even though they're not on the map, maybe he added them to the production buildings. But I don't see where that has been done. So all the new crops that we have here, can't really do anything with it other than selling them. Which is fine. At least we got some good weather here in June. We planted in the rain for the corn and rye. So far on this map, although I'm only in year number 3, no twisters as of yet. And I do believe every map that we played on, we've had twisters. Definitely going to have to get more fertilizer before we finish up this field. Although I just realized I don't have the money to buy fertilizer. Now, we got lettuce, so that's not a problem. But my dolly trailer is down by the store. So, probably in just a minute here, I'm going to drop off the drill. Run down to the store, get the dolly trailer, bring that back to sell lettuce. Then I can buy fertilizer. And also, it'll help me out later on when I need to hire a worker when we're mowing the meadow grass. And we got someone behind us baling it up. Trying to think if I had any fertilizer on this map somewhere, and I don't think so. I think all the pallets were right where I was picking it up. Canada map, it's got new buildings. Well, most map makers, when they do make a map, do tend to put on their own buildings or other buildings map creators have made. Alright, well, I'm pretty much out of fertilizer. Actually, let me fold this up. Bring this over to the silo. We'll have to go grab our trailer to go sell some lettuce. That is a pallet of herbicide. Flowers go on the same shelf as produce goes on. Honey goes on the shelves. Production items go on. Try to put different products on them and they don't work. Well, I'm pretty sure he'll, or they will have a hot fix to it at some point for those shelves. There's my dolly trailer. Let me look to the left. Well, I can see the field, and our land is before the field, and I don't see... I can't even really see the saplings, honestly, but if the trees have grown, we would have seen it. I'm guessing somewhere around October is when the oak trees will have sprouted up some. Don't really want to be selling the lettuce in the summer months, but it's our only form of income currently. You know what I could do for the horses? is get like the cheapest horse stable that we can. Although it'd be I would need to get an animal transporter. But I was thinking that if I keep the horses long enough and the value of them keeps going up, and they do have offspring ready, what I could do is transport them over to an empty, cheap stable, like an open pasture, if you will. They'll have the offspring, sell the horse, the adult horse, then take the newborn and stick them into the stable itself. But I don't know how fast it would be. So like if a horse says it's ready to have offspring 100%, but there's no room, it'll just stay in that state. I don't know how, you know, would it be instantly if I put them in a new pasture? I don't know. What is the cheapest horse stable? $55,000 for the cheapest horse stable? Oh no, that's a small one. 25 for that one. Even 25,000. That's still expensive as heck. I think I'll have a look on the mod hub to see if I can find a real cheap one. I don't want to keep horses in it. I just want to put them in there to see if the second I put them in there, is the offspring just going to like just pop right out, and then I could sell the mother, and then take the colt, and then stick them into this stable. Because a new horse, I say new horse, a horse at 0 months is $500. I'll have to add that to my checklist. I'm sure there must be a real cheap horse stable out there where I can just throw a couple of horses in. But then I would need to buy, like I said, a horse transporter. Because you just can't move a horse from one stable to another without a transport. You can buy and sell that way, but you can't move from one stable to another. At least I don't think so, because I haven't tried it myself. But I don't remember that being a thing. I think what I'll do, just to save myself trips down here, not going to be too realistic, but we can kind of pretend. I'm going to swing by the store. We'll pretend the store used a forklift or something, and we'll put the bale wrapper on the back of this trailer. And when I get up to the farm, then I'll use my telehandler to get the bale wrapper off the trailer. Well, at least I'll attempt to. We'll see how it goes. Forklift. Interesting that the game can see that the wrapper, even though it's on the trailer, which I'm not attached to, has bale wrap on it. Okay. I'm not attached to it, but it knows. So yeah, we're back up to 40,000, so I can buy some fertilizer. So, I mean, even though the money just, you know, comes up, goes down, goes up, goes down, we've actually done pretty good today. I bought this bale wrapper. So I spent, I think it was like half off. So, what was it, like 25 grand, give or take? 25, 30 grand for the bale wrapper. We bought land for 44,000. We planted some trees, which we'll benefit greatly from in a couple of years. Although I don't have a sawmill yet. But we'll benefit from it pretty handsomely. Again, originally the sawmill, I'll probably sell product from it until financially we get even a little bit more better. But in the long run, the sawmill is going to be for building constructibles. So I want to build a community of houses, which I'm not going to benefit from. It's just going to be fun doing. It's one called Fenceless Pastures, cost 5 and 8,000, both 11 horses. Yeah, I do know of that mod. I don't think I've downloaded it. I think I used a mod similar to that in 22. But I didn't want to assume that they were on the mod hub and they were that cheap because I didn't download the mod to see how much they were. But thank you for the info. So probably try something like that. I don't know if it'll work or not, but it'll be a good, you know, good test to see what happens. I don't know if the offspring happens overnight or does it happen instantly. I have no idea. Solid fertilizer. That's what I need. There goes 12 grand. Alright, back to planting the poppy. I'm probably going to have to pay an extra hourly fee on this drill, because I did last time. I must be getting pretty close to the hour. If I haven't gone over already, though, I may have. I won't go over the 2 hours, though. And poppy has a short growth time, so I think I can harvest this in October. So just a few months to grow the poppy. Just noticed that the Deutz is having a little bit of trouble getting up to top speed with this drill. I mean, I was going uphill slightly. And yep, now we hit 11 miles an hour. Actually, in the base game, there's only one horse transporter. And I think it only holds 2 horses. I know there are modded ones out there that can hold a whole lot more. But then it starts to get to be expensive of buying the transporter, the horse stable. I won't buy the... I am going to have to buy the transporter to see if it works. Because I got to put the horses in the other stable. Maybe I'll lease the one in the base game and see if it works. Well, I mean, it should work. But I'm kind of hoping that the second I put him into the stable and it sees an open space, that the horse will have the offspring. It may have to happen at midnight, which, if it does, then we'll find another way around it. Have you ever seen a game called Farm Manager 2021? Yeah. We just, well, a few months ago I streamed a new version. Well, I streamed a new version called Farm Manager World. That was like, well, that could have been like 3 months ago at this point that we streamed that. It's fun to begin with, but the further you go along, it's a lot of micromanaging. I don't mind micromanaging some things, but when it gets to be that much where you got to manage, it can be a little bit too much for my style of gaming for fun. But I want to say I did about 3 or 4 streams of Farm Manager World. A couple times I thought about getting into it, but the second I log in and start remembering where I was and all the things I had to micromanage just to get caught up. At first, like I said, the game is, to me, a lot of fun because it's not that many things. It's like, 10, 12 things. But where I left off at, I think we had like 50 buildings or something. And it got to be micromanaging a little bit too much for me. But if you do like micromanaging games and you like farming, then Farm Manager World, or as Branding was mentioning, Farm Manager 2021. It's kind of like a top-down view. You're not doing the farming yourself, but you're well, basically as the game says, farm manager. You're telling people what to do. But you got a lot of micromanaging going on that. Alright, we got about maybe 4 more passes with the drill, and the poppy will be planted here. Well, yeah, just earlier when I was mentioning what we have accomplished so far today, I don't want to forget we did add another greenhouse. So, yeah, we do have 3 greenhouses now spitting out lettuce. Farm Manager 21 is not as bad as Farm Manager World, though. Yeah, and the streams I did, I still had more research to do, which means more buildings and more micromanaging to do. And looking at the map, from what I remember, I had very little of the map even unlocked. Now, I can assume if you know the game well and you play it a lot, you probably, it's kind of like when I play Farming Simulator. A lot of people may come in here, look at this like, oh, how do you keep track of all this? I played enough to where it's so simple. I'm pretty sure if I played maybe Farm Manager World and micromanage, once you get things set up, it kind of runs itself in some areas. But the problem with I had a little bit with Farm Manager World when I was streaming it, I had to keep track so much what was going on the screen. Sometimes it was hard to keep up what was going on in chat. Not that my chat flies through too much, but I was so much of reading all the pop-ups that were coming up on the screen, I couldn't read chat as much. I mean, I had fun for the streams that we did, but it was starting to get to be a little bit too much for me. That's why I haven't continued on with that series too much. There are many games that are scheduled to come out here. I don't want to say soon, but in the future I look forward to. Actually, there's a couple of games that don't come out until 2026, so I got a ways to wait. But like Transport Fever 3, I enjoyed Transport Fever, which that game came out in 2016. And I'm going to be moving on to Transport Fever 2, hopefully by next week. And then, of course, Transport Fever 3 comes out in 2026. A Plague Tale, which is something I have not streamed, but I have got videos on it. The 3rd rendition of that game comes out in 2026. So I look forward to that. Do I even want to mention Farmer's Dynasty 2? I'm hearing rumors about that game, and I don't want to say the rumors of what I heard. It'll just be unfortunate if that's true, but yeah, I don't know about anything about Farmer's Dynasty 2, if that will be coming out at all, or what's going on with that one. And as always, sometimes there's a game that just pops up on the radar within a matter of seconds that I didn't even know about, and I'll get an email saying, hey, you should try this game. It's like, oh, I didn't even hear about that game. And I look into it, it's like, oh, wow. That's a game we want to look into. Alright, there we go. Planting is done for year number 3. Let's go unload this drill and I'll just return it. The new Aussie truck driving... yeah, that's one I haven't even got a chance to even get back into. I know the demo version of the first haul is out or whatever. And I just haven't even had a chance to even... That's been like months since that's been out, and I haven't had a chance to even get to it. That's a lot of fertilizer that came out of there, but that's the way it is. We'll drop that off. And let's return Before we return that drill... No, wrong button. There isn't a contract to drill one of the other fields, is there? Nope. Alright, so we'll return the drill. And there we go. Drill be gone. So, Poppy. Why does the field at a distance even look like that? Because it looks like it's... That's just weird the way that looks. I don't have flight mode activated. Why does it look like that? It kind of looks weird. Oh, but once I get over it, it looks fine. So, yeah, we'll see what the poppy looks like. That's currently what the rye looks like. Oh, let me get out of flight mode there. That's what the rye currently looks like in growth stage number 1. And then, of course, we got the corn, which we've seen many times here. It does have weeds in it, but we're waiting another month because we'll get weeds in the poppy field. So we'll take care of the weeds in the month of July. Looks like it has tram lines in it. It's definitely not tram lines. Those are huge tram lines if they are. Yeah, the meadow grass will be cutting. We'll cut the meadow grass here in June. But I'm not going to do it today. And of course, like I said, we got our 3 greenhouses going. But hello, Crow Daddy. Welcome. Hope you're having a good... Well, for you, it's probably a Saturday. And John arrives. As he says, better late than never. Hope your Friday is going well, John. As I get on top of my greenhouse, as one does. I'm checking for holes. No, I'm just running around. Oh yeah, let's see if I can get... Oh, I need the Deutz or a tractor to get the straps off. We got to get my bale wrapper off of that. Am I going to be able to get that off with a telehandler or not is the question. That's right, I don't have pallet forks, I have bale spikes. So this may not go, this is not going to go well at all. This is not going to go good. I might be surprised. I mean, if pallet forks work good on bales, why not a bale spike on... Alright, so we'll just kind of like maybe kind of just like slowly slide it off. And then what we'll do is we'll lift it up just a tad. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to be able to... Alright, no one moved. Okay, this isn't... Okay, it's starting to look a little... It's going a little bit haywire now. I mean, with a bale spike, I probably would have caused some damage to that. But it's off the trailer. Wiggle my way through here. We'll bring this trailer up here. The Ford sounds like it goes through 100 gears before it gets up to top speed. All right, we'll get this all set up for next time. I'm not going to be cutting the grass today. Not really in the mood for cutting grass for some reason. But we'll get the Ford on the baler. And then the Deutz, which the engine was running on it. We'll go ahead and grab the mowers and get them set. I think the front mower is going to be first. Yep. So everything you see here we do own. We don't have anything leased. But next time we're here, we'll start off with cutting the meadow grass, making some silage bales. I'm going to pick this up and just roll this back off this meadow grass because I'm going to need to cut that. Don't know if you can move that in real life or not, but I had some Wheaties and oats this morning, so we're good. Yeah, we'll make, as we saw, because we sold the bales off this meadow grass in the stream at the beginning. We got about $23,000 worth of silage off of this meadow grass. So it should be the same, I would think, give or take. And yeah, we do own the mowers, the baler, and of course the wrapper, so that's all good. But we'll get this grass cut next time, and then of course we'll get over to the month of July, where we'll have to take care of the weeds, and then before you know it, it'll also be harvest time as well. Also, let's actually, you know what? I can do this now because I own the property. I could probably do it anyways. We bought field number 40 today as well. We'll visit. And we planted, I don't know how many trees, but like 65 oak trees. So in about another year and a half-ish, believe it or not, the oak trees will be fully grown. We just need a sawmill. That's all. Just need a sawmill. Even if we don't, I could probably just sell the trees and make some good money, because as we saw on Dark Forest, regular wood itself sells for pretty good cash. But I'd rather make some product out of it if I can. Fingers crossed some more sawmills come up on the mod hub. I looked again this morning, as I mentioned earlier, trying to see if I could find a sawmill that I haven't used and one that I could just cut like the oak tree and drag in. Because the one I use on Fresh Stocks, it's an expensive sawmill. That would go through the wood rather quickly. I just can't cut the tree down and drag it in. Doesn't work. So I got some time to think about it. I say some time. In-game, I got time. I got 2 years. Stream-wise, that could be like 6 episodes or 6 streams from now, so we'll have to wait and see. But in a couple more months, these trees should have hit the first growth stage, and they'll be a lot more noticeable. So we do own some land down here, the sawmill. If I don't use the one that's on the map, which is just over here, that is $150,000, then I'll probably try to find somewhere to place it on our field over here, or our farmland. And this will be where we make all of our product to make the farmhouses, constructible farmhouses. But anyways, that's where we are. And of course, oh, this is where we spawn when we teleport here. We got our 16 horses. I'm going to try to look into... Oh, yeah, I was going to look to see transportation for animals. Where is that going to be? Oh, animal transportation right here. That's the only thing that takes horses in-game. So a modded one. But I may... If I were to lease this, that can't be too expensive. Oh, that's going to need like a 5th wheel. I don't have a truck to transport that. Well, there's transportation items on the mod hub that I do know, so I'll have to find something where we can lease it and try it and see. Again, we're trying to figure out when the horses reach their max level of value. How far off are they before having offspring? If they're close, again, I may put down a very, very small and cheap stable to transport them into there so we have room to have offspring, because this stable is full. So I just got to see, how does the offspring work? Does the coding look for just an open spot and it'll spawn in a horse, or does it have to go like at midnight? Does it check it? So we'll have to wait and see. But anyways, I'm going to wrap it up for today. Being a holiday and everything, and now I got to make another episode later on because of a game updated today. So I got a little bit more work to do than I thought. So that's always fun. So yeah, still a little bit over 3.5 hours stream, so that's about normal. And just ignore the horses. For some reason right here, they tend to mosey outside the fence line a little bit. But yeah, I'll be back streaming tomorrow. Tomorrow will be Roadcraft. Back to building some roads on Sand Swift or Sand Drift. Whatever that map is. Sand something. Sand Swept. Might be Sand Swept. The only map I have available to me currently. We'll be back on that. We're like 30% done, I think, with that map currently. So we'll try to get some work done there. As for when I'll be back on here, maybe Tuesday? Could be even be Monday, but I don't know. Just stay tuned is all I can say. But I'm going to jump out of here. Take a little bit of break before I start getting into Farming and Supermarket Simulator. Hopefully I'll get that episode out later on tonight. So like within like maybe 5 hours, maybe I'll have an episode on the update for that. I did have an episode of Transport Fever that went out earlier today. That's the last episode of Transport Fever before I switch over to Transport Fever 2. And there will be an episode of Car Dealer Simulator out tomorrow before the stream. But if you're a channel member, you already have access to it. And so there is that currently. So yeah, I will be streaming Roadcraft tomorrow. And that's what I shall be doing. I shall be here. So appreciate you being here. Thumbs up button, thumbs down button, subscribe, notification button. I've said it many times. You know it by now. But I'm going to jump out of here. And hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of your Friday and have a good Saturday. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. But until then, have a good one.